I know this one guy he could write really cool stuff, but he just technically he couldn't get it. Like he always had the stray string out of nowhere. There'd just be some notes that weren't accounted for, and he would ask me advice, and I kind of approached it more of just a listener, not even a guitar player, and I just said, look, I think the most important thing for a metal guitar player is just you got all your notes have to be accounted for. You have to be able to count, you have to be able to hear those notes, like they have to come out. You know what I mean? Like you can't write a riff and expect somebody to listen to it or record it and it to sound good when there's like a smudge. There's like three or four notes that are just kind of aren't really accounted for, whether they're crammed or just not executed. So a lot of times, if you're learning a solo that's tough or a part that's tough, I'd say I'm kind of a bullheaded, stubborn person. It's more along the lines of consistency with me. I'll sit there until the cows come home and I'll play it over, over, and over. And sometimes fast, sometimes slow, but that's really what I do. And then, over time, eventually, it could be a year or two later. Sometimes I look back. We talked about this the other day. I look back on techniques that I'm good at now, and I realized 2 years ago I couldn't do it, and now I can do it effortlessly. You know,
Think about it ever again.
yeah. And it's kind of like you put in the time, you put in the hours, and then something just snaps, it clicks. So a lot of times when you're learning something, if you can't quite do it, just be a 12-year-old about it. Just do it over and over again, over and over and over, and then eventually, you might not ever get it, but then there's these things, these byproducts I call them. They're just these byproducts of practice.